On this third Sunday of Advent, we welcome you to Second Presbyterian Church and to our Advent celebration of worship and of faith. Today, the focus is on joy, and may the joy of Christ be with you as you gather in worship this morning. If you are worshiping with us for the first time, I invite you to fill out one of the blue and white welcome cards, which are located in the pew rack in front of you, and to place that in the offering plate later in this morning's service. I also encourage you to circulate the red friendship registers through the pews, and please take a moment to greet and welcome one another by name with those around whom you are seated. Well, today in our Advent Christmas festivities, we have the pop-up nativity. So you're all invited to come, to bring children, grandchildren, neighborhood children to come at 4:30. There is a costume just your size. We even have one for Bud Melton, I think. And come and live the Christmas story together as every child has a part in the story. Stay for the worship and then enjoy a fellowship meal together. Next Sunday at the 9:30 and 11 o'clock services, our symphony orchestra will be with us. We'll be led in worship by our chancel choir as we celebrate the beautiful music of Christmas with Finzi's Magnificat and the carols of the season. Please welcome a neighbor, invite a friend to join us next week. And looking ahead to the new year during the season of Epiphany, our Lake Fellows are planning very special evening services through the month of January that are contemplative and inviting new types of music. We hope that you'll make that a part of your New Year experience. Well, good news, bad news. Ready for the good news? The good news is that many households have already responded to our stewardship emphasis, and on average, the increase in each pledge is nearly 3%. That is great news, and we are grateful. The bad news is that we still need at least 150 households to respond with their gifts and commitments for the coming year so that we might meet all the challenges before us and fulfill the ministry that Christ has given to us in our church, community, and world. Some people say, well, why should I bother to make a pledge? Well, first of all, it helps our officers be responsible and good stewards of the gifts of the congregation and to plan ahead very thoughtfully and carefully. But even more important than that is that pledging is a spiritual discipline. It disciplines us to put God first in our lives. It encourages us to be generous with our gifts and our resources. It reminds us that everything that we have is a gift of God, and it helps us use all of our gifts, not only what we give away, but all of our gifts responsibly and well. Bunny and I always say that what we give away each month is the best money that we spend. I know most of you know that same experience as well. No pledge is too small. Please, the important thing is that we commit ourselves to the Lord and to the work of Christ's church. Please prayerfully consider making a pledge and a commitment before the end of December as we begin a new year in January. Also, I would like to announce that we have experienced a death in our congregation, Lynn Scott, and the service will be held this Friday in the chapel at 1 o'clock with a calling to follow. Please remember his family in your prayers. And now we welcome our children.
Amen.